And welcome to HS Game Time as we break it down by the numbers. EPJ standing by to throw out some oddities, some stats and some numbers at you. And Eric, Centennial is not an easy team to shut out. That was your question last week. When was the last time the Huskies were shut out? So, got an answer for us?
Yeah, you know, it's only happened twice in the Mountain, but the last time it happened was the 1998 season opener against Rialto Eisenhower. Interesting fact on this, though, Centennial in the record books has a win in that game because Eisenhower later had to forfeit that victory. But yes, Eisenhower the last team to do it. Murrieta Valley, the only other team to shut out Centennial in the Matt Logan era.
All right, so that was last week's question, but of course EPJ has you hooked up for another question this week. Sue Cravens, I was at the game last week against South Anchorage. Offensive touchdown, defensive touchdown, and special teams touchdown, all in the first half against South Anchorage. So he's off to another great start, but is he going to be the HSGameTime Player of the Year? We'll find out, but who's the most previous back-to-back champion, right, in this?
Yeah, the Press Enterprise has been giving out this award since 1948, and only 3 times has it ever happened where someone has won it in back-to-back years. So the question of the week is, who is the last player in the Inland Area's history to be the back-to-back Press Enterprise and HSGameTime Player of the Year? Hint in here, you have to go back about 40 years to get this name.
So get your thinking cap on you. If you've got the record books, you have to dig deep for that one for the back-to-back Player of the Year. But Sue obviously off to a great start. Okay, Murrieta Mesa and Tahquitz. No shortage of points between these two teams. Talk about their Friday meeting in week 2.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured this could be kind of an offensive showcase for both teams, and they didn't disappoint. You know, Murrieta Mesa winning that game 60-47. The two teams combined for 1,222 yards in that game, which makes it the second highest or second most offensive game in the Inland's history, with a game involving at least one Inland team. It fell short of the area's record. Of course, the area record is 1,295 yards, which was set in 2007, with Centennial facing Mater Dei. And everyone kind of remembers that game, 2007 Mater Dei team led by, of course, current USC quarterback Matt Barkley, and the Centennial team led by current Arizona quarterback Matt Scott. And those teams went back and forth all day. So, I mean, at that time, the Centennial Mater Dei game set a state record.
Well, maybe Mesa will break it this Friday when they take on Citrus Valley. But going to Chase Chambers, seems like every week he's got a new record. He's going for inland area records now. So Chase Chambers, talk about what he did against Tahquitz and moving forward, what kind of numbers he's approaching.
Yeah, through 3 games right now, Chase Chambers is over 1,200 yards passing. So, you know, averaging about 400 yards per game. You know, last week I talked about how he's on pace to set career records for attempts and completions. But now we have to start looking at some season records with the numbers he's putting up. And he's on pace to throw for over 4,000 yards and about 47 touchdowns just in the regular season. So right now he's currently ahead of the pace of the yardage record and 1 touchdown off the pace of the season touchdown record. Both of those set in 2005 by Riverside La Sierra's Sean Sudol.
All right, on the subject of scoring points and also giving up points in this matter, West Valley of Hemet, they can score a lot, but they also give up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see they go from one week beating a team, Coachella Valley 70-0, to the following week losing to Paloma Valley 70-7. So I started thinking, that can't have happened very often in this area's history to go from scoring. And first of all, I started, you know, is it just in a season? How many teams have given up 70 in a season and scored 70 in a season? Our record books go back to 1966 in terms of game-by-game logs. I could not find an 11-man team that had ever done it in a single season, let alone back-to-back weeks. The closest that there was, 1999 Bloomington team under Don Markham, obviously a high-powered offense. They played Norco in the season opener, lost 64-54, came back the next week and beat Victor Valley 72-17. So that's probably the closest out there. Another close one, 1994, Bloomington played Artesia in a playoff game. The final score of that game, if I'm not mistaken, was 82-62. So it almost happened in the same game.
Well, EPJ, let me offer you this. West Valley plays Cathedral City. Maybe another 70-point game?
Yeah, I think a good chance at 74 in that one as opposed to 70 against.
All right, 74 against Cat City. Mark it down. All right, so that's EPJ. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you again next Tuesday as EPJ breaks it down by the numbers.